Good morning. Live one take, I guess. I am in my van that you can kind of see. This isn't very wide angle, but it's kind of a mess right now, but just this is all the stuff that I was keeping in the sink. I'm about to go to the airport. I'm actually in a parking lot near the airport already. Have to go, where am I going? I don't know, this is the train that takes me to the airport up here. And yeah, I just spent my night in the van. Got a decent sleep with a little bit of a split in the middle. Messaged Len, who's already in LA. And yeah, now I'm just making coffee. Ooh, here we go. It's actually espresso, so it's gonna be nice and strong. Perfect cup, $5.99 as we can see. And yeah, pretty stoked. I haven't been on a plane in 8 years, so this is a pretty big deal for me. I love flying too, so this is exciting. We'll see ya in a bit. Oh. Well, I'm in the airport now. It's been quite a trip already. I made a bunch of mistakes. I think you might have noticed in the last shot that I actually forgot to put the coffee on. I was just doing water alone. And yeah, missed my stop on the train at the airport. Lost my boarding pass. It's the first time flying in like 8 years, so it's pretty exciting to me. But I'm finally in the right place. And yeah, pretty excited. I used to work at the top of the CN Tower, had the highest office in the city. And now I live in Amish country.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, flight passage flight 8975 was service to Dallas. We do have
so we have a 2-hour delay now. We're supposed to leave at 8 a.m. and now I'm leaving at 10. So fingers crossed it doesn't get any later, or I might have to cancel my plans in LA with Len.
Wow, this is a classic camera. Let me film the camera. Flip it. Flip it inside. No, you can't. You can't. It's impossible. Oh, I was saying, show the camera by breaking it. Hi. All right, we're getting the tape. You wanna join?
How's it going, Len? Nice to meet you as well.
Person.
You're going to play Foursquare?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the ball. Nice.
Foursquare.
Hi, Jenny.
Let's go. Where's my backpack? Let's roll. Oh my God. What's goody? What's goody? It's Mr. Beast. Let's go.
Have you ever played Foursquare, Len?
No, I haven't.
How you doing, dude? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. What's up? That's a cool.
We want to play Foursquare.
Foursquare?
Yeah.
What's up?
Elon's having a...
How you been? I'm good. Where are you guys playing?
I don't know. We're just following the crew.
They have Foursquare?
I think it's just an event Iman made. He's making a video.
All right.
You want to come? That was Tejas Hiller. He,
Bait and switch.
this is sketchy. Like, are we gonna get mugged?
No, with who? Who's gonna mug us?
I don't know, Iman?
Dude, I'm your bodyguard.
Okay, you go. You'll protect me?
Yes.
Nice.
What if I try to rob you right now? Do you think he'll stop me?
Yeah, I trust him.
Yeah. Alright, so here, act like I'm robbing you.
Okay.
Oh,
No, don't do that. Swiper, no swiping.
Alright.
That's funny. You know what you should do is, like, when they go up and ask for your ticket, you should be like, bro, do I need a ticket? And you just flash that.
Oh, hey! There's the man! Let this guy!
It's been a long time.
Okay, you guys played Foursquare before.
Okay, so make a right out of the front.
I don't remember.
We're gonna play so we can demo.
Sure.
You played bro? Come on.
Yeah. Alright, we can count. Do you want to count? Yeah, okay. because they've missed it before. Can I hit it anywhere? Yeah. Just let him. Why? Oh, no! There you go. Nice. All right, so now you're the
In the back. Hell yeah.
I don't know anything about strategy with YouTube. How long have you been doing it? 6 months. Okay. Very new. I'm still trying to figure out like how to actually good video.
Oh no, I was just saying.
They have these blocks here just for us.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. I think it's a genius idea. Super out of the box thinking.
Right now, I just like people from all over.
Hey, Ryan.
Huh?
Take a look.
Networking. Proc Central. I don't fit in. Wait in line. Yeah, it'll be funny. What's up? Yeah.
This was like the first season you were in. Whatever the first season you were in, because I've been in all of them. I just remember I was like on a team with you or something. I'm not acting.
She's going to teach you all how to be more real with yourself and your audience so you can build more authentic relationship. Let me introduce Melanie Dillon.
And you know what I say? That shit sailed a long time ago. You can wear white pants whenever you want. My point is, look, you're gonna be judged no matter what. You're being judged whether you're putting content out there or not. You're being judged no matter what. You are literally being judged the moment you decide to leave your room in the morning. You're being judged. So get used to being judged. It's kind of a good thing. In fact, you need to be judged and you want to be judged and you want some people to say, I don't like that chick. I don't like that guy. Because you need to be polarizing.
What's your name? Jonathan.
Excited
I can give you a card.
not only today, but tomorrow. Does that sound good? Yeah! I'll tell you where it all started. It started back in 2000.
This is the bestest, biggest Vid Summit year yet. But it's going to be even bigger. I think we've outgrown this place as you go.
So, that was a long-winded intro. I don't know how to follow that one up.
I didn't try to follow Daryl, it just trickles down from there.
But thank you everybody for coming out. Honestly, just walking through the hallways, there's a lot of people I recognize. I feel like there's a lot.
That was a good intro. I am 6'3". Don't get your measuring app out, please. That would be bad. Awesome. All right. Well, this is so crazy. This is looking at the thumbnail. So this is a really fun case study. You see, I saw this image online. This is a kid. There's a dinosaur right by it. That's pretty horrifying. He looks scared. Like If this kid was looking at the camera like this, and this is the operate, and even a great way to edit your videos, to think about video ideas. Like, if I think I'm wholesome, I'm not going to go out and do a prank video, because that's exploiting someone and that's not a wholesome video. So it really does help, like, sort of navigate your thoughts and your strategy, and that's the brand, that's the personal or the brand identity. You also have to ask yourself, who am I in secret? Look at that, I'm pretty quirky, you know, kind of goofy. I also, like, I'm married. This is my wife, Haley. She's beautiful, she's amazing. I like the Texans for some reason. They haven't won a single game this year. Do you have any Texans fans? I'm so curious.
You're sleeping in a hammock and you're traveling across the country. Were you ever, like, afraid, like, you're gonna get mugged, or was any, like, crazy stories behind the scenes?
Yes. So basically the logistics of the video series, I told you about these two guys. These guys followed me in a van, so they had to drive across the whole country. So they were kind of like my peace of mind. It was definitely nerve-wracking, but dude, I started loving the hammock by the end of it. It was like, wow, this is awesome.
I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
How do you But regardless, I'm already up there, brilliant. But with this, if you came to my speech last year, I essentially did a YouTube State of the Union. I laid out threats to YouTube and forecasted how to fight them. He starts a video overprotective of his sister and ends the video.
Literal gold. This has made me tens of millions of dollars of just understanding this chart right here. So right here is his Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Those that are in a Comm 101 class should go through this because this is so amazing. And it's broken up into a couple key areas. The first two is...
You never start with how's it going.
In previous years, I kind of did a presentation, but when I started working on one this year, it kind of was looking like the same as last year. And I didn't want to just stand up here and say what I always say, like CTR, ABD, whatnot. So I had Daryl put like a cardboard cutout of me over there and let you guys submit questions.
Oh, shit.
So I called up Samir a couple days ago, had him filter through it, like, you know, if we got 200 questions and 50% of them were about a certain thing. Actually, this is very valuable. A lot of them are probably like, and I sent this to all my friends before I upload a video, and I'm like, hey, which one do you like? And so then, you know, if everyone's like, oh, I like the C, and then I kind of just gauge which one to go with. Yeah, you don't have to go this extreme. I'm probably the most extreme with thumbnails on, yeah, we're very obsessive over it. So now on average, we're probably making like 20 versions of video. But you don't have to go that crazy. I just like obsessing over thumbnails.
Can we look at, how did you pick the one for this? Like, what makes the right thumbnail here?
Well, I mean, you can look on YouTube. We ended up going with
C1, right?
Yeah, I have a TV here where I can see it.
Me too, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, so for this one, an example, I was actually kind of torn between B2 and C1, because I do like the overhead shot of it, and I thought that looked really cool, but I don't know, a lot of our thumbnails have my face, and I feel like a lot of people do associate that with the video, so if you don't see my face, it is a little weird. So I ended up going with C1, but also, it is 10 out of 10. So in a couple of days, it probably will be B2, and we'll see what happens. Whenever I give in to my impulse, I'll probably just switch through all of these and see which one works.
What's the difference between C1 and C2? The sky?
Yeah, just the sky. Like one's a storm and then one's clear sky. Which I like C1 because like the blue sky's a little bit brighter there, so I feel like it popped in more. This is actually, I'm glad you showed this. Yeah.
All right, now we're going to take it off the screen. So if you didn't take a photo, then too late. Okay, no, can we take it off the screen? Thank you. Okay.
So, see if I can get this to work. Like you said, so I'm the Chief Design Officer of Enlisted Design. We're a design agency based in Oakland, California. We also have an office in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we work
or Notion keyboard shortcuts. They want to see something that they can click on and scan through and read. So we do both written content and video content. And I've kind of done this ever since I got into YouTube back in 2014 with the thought that if I can get one of those two things in the first page of Google, I can get a click. I either have a chance to get my video on page 1 of Google, or I'll get my article on page 1 of Google, or maybe both, and then I'm just dominating the search results. So one of the biggest things that we've done on my website that I'll point out here is that Notion Fundamentals
24 hours.
And this is a great video, in my opinion. It's a really good video. It did 4.3 million views, it performed really well. But myself and the team did a debrief after this video was made, and we found 5 to maybe 10 different things we could have improved with the video to make it better. So for example, there was a heavy dip during the first minute. We could have done better in the first minute. We didn't create the best intro. An incredible experience. In fact, 62% of viewers finished the entire video. I think sometimes we think about YouTube as a game that we need to beat the algorithm. We need to, I use that title in my videos quite a lot, but we need to beat the algorithm. We need to figure out the technicalities behind it, and we need to make a video like that. Really, it's...
Start your weekly newsletter. It's so fun and exciting. Okay. I'm going backwards now. Okay, this is another example. Is it really small? Can you see those numbers? When you see those, I mean, look at those. I want to go over there because I can't even see it.
Right. Hi everyone. Thank you for attending our speech. So who am I? For the people that don't know, my real name is Martin, but I assume most people know me as TKG. So I'm a thumbnail designer. That means that I spend my days just making them long enough for them to interpret, understand, and make a decision based on the information your packaging is presenting. That is very smart of me, I have to say. And, I think that that's what you've got to do. And I think in terms of techniques, there's loads of different techniques. And I know TKG is going to cover a lot of the design techniques that will help you do this. But this is very, on the psychology things, I think the main thing is just being aware of what you need to do. The specific techniques you're going to use in terms of making a thumbnail that gets the viewer's attention depends on what the video idea is about, your style. But you just need to really be conscious of it. And when you are in that design process, whether you design yourself or handing it over to a designer, make sure that something in that thumbnail is going to grab the viewer's attention. Is this better? Yeah. Okay, all right. So thumbnail design. In this part, I will break down some of the things I keep in mind when making thumbnails. I broke it down in 2 parts. One, composition.
It's a baby, so don't judge, but... Also, how is this loading for you? This is like working. My phone doesn't work. I would love to get it.
Let's go, baby.
Okay. How's Vid Summit today, guys? Amazing. Okay, cool. So here's my game. Actually, I'm gonna give you my game plan. I'm trying to use $100,000 or 100,000 subscriber play button. So that's my goal for today. So those are all sort of like my liabilities. But what I will say is I had 2 other things. Number 1 was passion. So I was genuinely passionate about making videos. I've been making videos since I was like 10 years old. I've been watching YouTube since 2006, probably also 10 years old. So I was very passionate about making videos, and I was very passionate about working on YouTube. That's pretty funny. Okay, he said, using TikTok to post clips, grabbing attention and gaining a fan base large enough to get you to pop up on other people's YouTube, then proceeding to get noticed by the public and popping up on people's recommended, boosting your views while maintaining a family-friendly vibe to boost CPM. All respect. I love this guy. So yeah, that's my entire strategy. He broke it down better than I could have. And then you can see it play out right here, where you can sort of see month over month over month, you get almost a more aggressive curve every month as more videos are working. So that's why the first 1,000 is so important. Cool, so that is column number 1. I'm going to move into the next part. So this is after 1 million subscribers.
So Patty Galloway just gave like an amazing speech like a few hours ago, and he was kind of saying something that's a little bit different than what you were saying, is like upload less to make more views or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear you elaborate on how your strategy is similar and or different to this.
Yeah, so Patty said, is Patty in here? Patty, I love you. Patty said upload less videos that are higher quality. Yes, got it. I mean, I don't fully disagree with that. Here's what I think, is I think that my good friend Mr. Beast has brainwashed everyone into thinking that every video has to be perfect. And unfortunately, the reality of the situation is, even for me, there's absolutely no chance on planet Earth that I'm going to be able to make Mr. Beast quality videos in a 2-year period, going from 0 to 10 million subscribers. So the way that I look at it is, you have to start where you are, and the only way to improve is by getting reps in. And I think it's important, yes, the videos are the best you could possibly make them, but I would challenge you to mix that with consistent upload schedules. And I think that's where YouTube is actually headed. I don't think the future of YouTube looks like uploading once every 6 months. I think you can do that when you're Mr. Beast. That's my thoughts. Is that cool? Really? Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm putting it on right now. This is awesome. I love these. Okay, what's your question?
All right.
Yeah!
Do you have any tips on hiring or more specifically finding an editor?
Oh, that's a great question. I should get Mac up here for this question. Where's Mac? Mac, come up here. Mac, come up here, buddy. Speak to the
All right, here's the deal.
Oh, you're good.
It's a little better.
It was kind of fun to do that.
Yeah, those are terrible hands, I guess. All right, these videos have gotten harder to make. Therefore, as a human being that I may be, it is actually almost impossible to make them by myself. So I'm gonna let you all in on a little secret here. We are looking for more editors. And I would like to lead you into the most epic editing industry of all time. The up and coming next thing.
All right.
DM me.
Give them one tip on how to find an editor. That's what you were here for.
Okay. One tip to find an editor. Here's something I've actually come to realize when I've been looking around for editors. The thing with editing is the faster that you can make the thing in your mind show up on screen, the faster you can learn. And so,
here we go. The answer to that is immense amounts of effort. Sometimes we will spend, 4 or 5 days on one single thumbnail. And we try and hedge our bets as well. So we will try and now we create one banger thumbnail that we love, but we'll try and create 5. So we'll create 5 in the background, right? So if one fails or the click-through rate isn't high enough, then we have 4 other options to fall back on. So we're hedging our bets and we're playing the statistics game. And so we spend the most amount of time on thumbnails, titles, and then third comes the concept. But we sometimes won't even make video if we don't have a great thumbnail.
Yeah, that's fast. That's good. Good answer. All right. Yeah, we can like 5 answers.
All right. Let's go to the middle.
Yes.
Thanks so much for all your wisdom here.
Yes, brother. Wait, Zeke. Dude, we met in New York City on the street.
We did.
Wow, that's crazy.
I can't believe you remember.
Yeah, I remember. That's crazy.
You just were talking about this with, you spent a year just absolutely grinding. You had no other options other than going bankrupt. But conversely, we've heard Ryan and even Jimmy talking about the importance of mental, emotional health and balance. Do you think, is it absolutely necessary to quit your job and just absolutely, full send, go for it in order to achieve this kind of success? Or is there hope for some of us who still have 9 to 5 jobs?
No, that's a great question. I do not think, I don't want to come up here and recommend that you guys quit your jobs or do something crazy or get yourself bankrupt. I think there's so many success stories on YouTube. For me, I'm a weird person where my girlfriend says that she always says, what do you say? It's high levels of brain stimulation. It has to be extreme for me to care. So I think that's a me thing. I just it has to be all or nothing. I don't know why it's always been like that. But I don't think so. There's so many success stories on YouTube of people still, I met a guy the other day with 3 million subs, wildly successful, still had a day job. Mark Rober's an example of that. And he had 6 million subs, 7 million subs before he quit his job.
What's your favorite behind the scenes story that these people may not know about your past 2 years?
Oh, that's a good question. There's so many. What's my favorite? Wait, give me some examples. What's your favorite? And maybe I can expound.
Well, my favorite for sure would be we did a little video. Our buddy Jack went on 100 dates.
Oh yeah.
Somehow I ended up smooching one of those dates.
Oh yeah. My favorite behind the scenes moments are every time we do a dating video, all the girls love Max. And they all leave their numbers for Max, and they don't want to talk to the actual person we're making the video about, they just want to talk to Max all the time. So if you're a single lady here, I'm pretty sure you probably already given Max your number. Thanks, Max. Sit down.
Oh my god.
Thank you. My first question for you is, what was your favorite video?
Times the size of the other.
Wow.
Super excited. You get your tickets right now. Now, we'll send a mobile app so you guys can be aware of what's going on. Daryl just said pump 4 times. I want to tell you all that Divvy made this possible. Divvy's one of the most amazing companies I've ever worked with. Every business that I have, I work through Divvy. So I literally love the company. You need to check out what they're doing. It really has helped my accounting. And you know what, John?
I don't know, zoom in into people.
87,000 new.
You can walk by, it's alright. close friend. Someone I met yesterday. I don't even know her name though. You know. It's like, it's just really like a big family.
somebody else take credit.
There we go. There's 20 grand on that. Is there? Nice.
Yes. Oh, for a wild card. Uno, wild card. Red, Uno. Red. Plus 4 red. You got a draw, so it goes back to him. Red 5. Red 5. She matches with a green 5. Green 5. Let's go. Oh, green 9. Green 6. We're down to a few cards. 10K on the line. Uno! Hold on, she might be throwing things.
Got it, great.
And she decides to hit him with the wild red. Does he have it? He has to drop. Oh, she is a shark. I do not want to play poker against her. Oh, it's the top. Show the audience your card.
Big won another 10 grand. Big did? Big did, yeah.
Filming, and I'm like, dude, I've got like angles on everything now. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's just that is like so good.
Oh, hey, I just recommended you to someone.
Really? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
her name's Tyler.
Oh, cool.
She works on movies and stuff.
That's sick.
She has 4 videos up and is just starting out, but she wants to pay for thumbnails.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
You don't have availability?
All right, it's Thursday morning, and it's rainy outside, which is annoying because I wanted to go swimming at sunrise. And this will be my last chance before Vid Summit, or in the morning, because I'm leaving bright and early at the airport tomorrow morning. I will be departing back to Toronto. No layovers. It's kind of a cool view. We got airplanes over here. And there you go. I feel like this is kind of like Grand Theft Auto. Like this is where you go up and you break through the little fence. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, yeah, it's kind of cool. Like fancy cars. I looked out the window yesterday when I was making coffee here. I just made coffee again. free coffee. It's a bit of a mess. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I heard all this yelling outside, and Eric was down here. I guess just doing like selfies with people and stuff. And I wanted to go join. Sorry, buddy. But then like my coffee, it just started pouring, so I had to like wait for it. And then I ended up just like switching out cups. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. But by the time that I got down there, he was gone. But it's okay, because we actually had a nice little exchange yesterday. It was brief, but he recognized me off the bat, which felt nice. And so did Ryan Trahan, who was sitting right beside him. It's been quite a legendary last couple of days, and everything just feels so surreal. There's people I've literally had dreams about working with who I've spoken to and are interested in learning more or actually working together, so it's surreal. It's what I've been waiting for a long time and working towards for a long time. Everybody seems to like the shirts that I've been wearing. I don't know if I've actually shown you guys, but I put my logo and thumbnailguy.com on the front, and then on the back, let's see, how can I do this? On the back, I've got like a QR code with thumbnailguy.com. So yeah, I keep having people like kind of say like, hold still, or like, let me get that. And yeah, people who I wouldn't have even made eye contact with are networking with me, or taking my details down just because of the advertising. And so many people have said it's a good idea. This is a black shirt, but I wore a neon orange one yesterday. And yeah, there's like no way you can really miss it. So yeah, made a hat for it too. Anyway, it's my first Vid Summit. It's going insane. And I honestly, if nothing else happened, I'd be like, if today was canceled, I'd be bummed. But it's so worth the money. So many good things happen already. I'm already overwhelmed with the amount of work I have in the next 2 weeks. It's been a good time. So yeah, you'll probably see a bunch more clips of speakers and maybe just zoom-ins to friends. I just think it's funny. I like the idea of maybe some of you guys in the video who I've zoomed into seeing this down the road and just being like, oh wow, like I forgot about that moment or whatever, even if it is kind of just an awkward zoom. Yeah, making this video has been fun. It's just kind of taken me out of the element of trying to take really good photos and document things all the time. You know, I just wanted to have something to record it, but you know it's not going to be perfect from the start, and just have fun. So yeah, anyway, we'll see in a bit. So this is first thing in the morning. I think it's like 7 a.m. right now. This is the main, I guess, lobby of Vid Summit 2022. Still in LA. Next year they said we'll be in Dallas, Texas. There are a lot of beast things everywhere, obviously. Daryl is everywhere. Where's it cut out? Hi Jimmy, can I show you my thumbnails? Sorry, I just worked out. I don't have time. So I said, maybe tomorrow. I actually had that conversation with the real him last night, very briefly. But we made eye contact, and he definitely, like, his interest piqued when I said I make thumbnails.
I'm really good at conveying behavior.
Good vibes all around. Had a good swim yesterday. First thing in the morning, right about now. I kind of want to go again. There's a nice little hot tub over here. But I think I'm just going to hold it off today, maybe do something midday. There's a workout center. A bunch of creators were doing a 6 a.m. workout yesterday. It was kind of cool seeing everybody so bright and early. Any idea who that is?
Video production company along with a YouTube channel that teaches video production. So I try to keep most of my world weaved together. And then as far as like monetization, I monetize a couple different ways through YouTube, through training courses, teaching more about video production, as well as through AdSense. And then of course, I try my best to allow my video production world to benefit from my YouTube world and vice versa. So that's how I do it.
Hey guys, I'm Zach. Woo! Slightly out of breath. Appreciate it. I've been a manager in the YouTube space for the past 5 years, so I've had a chance to work with creators like Yes Theory and Eric. And recently with Eric started a program called Creator Now, which is aspiring to build a film school for the creator economy.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Okay, let's just hop right into it. I'm sure you'll have a lot to say. I think everybody in the audience is maybe wondering.
Strategic partner in starting businesses with the creators that I work with. I'm like a co-founder more than I am a manager. So I often think like the word manager oftentimes kind of is like constituted as like agent or brand manager, whereas I think of myself as a partner, co-founder, and like strategist. So for me, I can do the brand deals part, but I often tell my creators like, dude, this is my least favorite part, and I hope to one day we don't have to do these brand deals, because like a lot of brands can suck to work with, and the content, the creative freedom that you have in the videos is not taken away. So even with Eric, we're like, yo, Pizzafy should grow and Creator Now should grow, and then we can just do our own businesses as our own brand deals, and then we don't have to necessarily, we can like pick the 2-3 brands that we really do actually believe in and want to build a long-term relationship with, and have the ability to do that. So that's what I want my role to be. I hope my role with all the creators that I work with is to actually never get them another brand deal again.
Last question.
But like, we started using Divi at the space station recently, and guys, I'm super creative, I am not super organized, and Divi honestly helped our business. We have these cards, now everyone can have their budgets, we know what business it's coming from, or what category within the space station, how it's all working, so I just want to say, Divi, you're local to Utah.
Alone a crowd where we could gather in a conference room, I would have been geeking out, so it's really, oh, I need this, thank you. And so thank you for being here. I know I've talked to some of you throughout yesterday, and I've heard some of you come from all the way around the world. So I'm excited just to nerd out with you, and to preface, I'm not really an algorithm person. I barely even consider myself a YouTuber. YouTube is new for me in the last couple of years. I said I started in 2000. New ideas. I used to be depressed and anxious because I was like, oh no, I made 100 or 200 videos, and there's no way I can make another 100 videos. I'd be running the drive of concepts. But ideation types, we have 2 on our team that have really worked over the last couple years. And the first one is a group pitch. So we have everyone pitch an idea on Monday to the group, and everybody's involved, whether they're on the post-production team or they're on the finance team. It doesn't matter, they're all in that room. And then the second one is just a classic brainstorm, but we have a twist on it because typically I think the rules of brainstorming are pretty broken and it can be frustrating. So we'll get to how to do a really great brainstorm session with your team. And the belief here that we start off with is that anybody can write. I know it sounds a little ratatouille where anyone can cook, but we do believe, you know, even if our team, the post-production supervisor or the finance person, they're not going to be obviously writing the scripts, but we believe that anybody can contribute to the ideas, and they should be, because it builds a buy-in for the team culture on what we're building on a regular basis. So in this team meeting, you might hear simple things like little ideas like Zach grabs a tropical drink and uses the umbrella in the drink for shade. Or you might even hear an idea, hey guys, I think this is skipping 2 slides. Is there a way we can get this back a slide? It's skipping 2 every time. And you might hear an idea like, oh, okay, Zach's going to be battling Ryan Trahan in this cool magic duel. And if you're sitting in the writing room, you know, in a typical session like that, you might immediately say, hey, well, let's be real, Ryan Trahan, his collaboration fee is really expensive. His time, I'm kidding, there's no collaboration fees. He's a really busy guy, I don't know if you heard of the pennies. And you start saying no, no, no because all these reasons. And that's really not the courageous thing to do in that process. It's easy to actually say, you know, no. It's hard to build up an idea. So what we really encourage is the yes and. And so we have everyone write on a T-sheet, and we call it a T-sheet because you can tell the T there. I think this is the title, so David covers Goliath. And we do two visual, for different people who learn with different visuals. You have the text here, and then you have a concept that's completely just a little storyboard. It can be really loose. We want the buy-in to be really low for the team to be able to do this. Some people do Photoshops, we're currently using, but again, it's not like, oh, well, you know, Nick Cage is like $250,000 a day, so we can't get him. It's just like, oh, we'll put whatever, dude, we'll put it on there. So we end up going through these concepts, and then we do an important part of the process, which is called our pulse. And this is just really the human aspect of writing. We like to make sure the ideas resonate with each other. The process for us in that refinement stage, moving into execution, is there's a lot of different ways we could have done this video. But even on the final day of the shoot, we still leave ourselves room to add 10% to the idea. We try to find that out earlier. But our idea is we're never going to be able to get complete perfection on a project. So we have we assume the whole process that I just told you is about 90% complete. It gets you, you know, an A in school, which is awesome for me because I never got A's. But the last 10%, to get to that final 100%, we usually come up with it on set. And that was really us realizing that at that time, we didn't even think there could be fish or anything like that. And of course, all that was added later. But it was just one idea in the blocking. We made sure we left room for little things like that. And that's literally, you know, you'd think you would assume, if we're talking about a dive, we would have talked about that. But we always make room. We literally ask that question as we're shooting. We're going into the first shot. You know.
How's your Vid Summit?
That's good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Best part?
Meeting everybody.
Yeah.
All the people.
And just kind of gives the highlights of Vid Summit and what Vid Summit really is all about. So we'll go ahead and play that. All right, Sean, you go first. You're on that side.
And we're just talking about Vid Summit.
That's right.
All right. Guys, this really was my most memorable Vid Summit. All the conversations I had with everyone. Colin Smear hitting 1 million subs up here. My family was able to make it, knowing that this is our last time in this location that's like forever ingrained in Vid Summit history. The amount of people that showed up, how much the creator economy and the opportunities it's brought all of us has grown and expanded, right? I've never even gotten emotional on stage at Vid Summit. I'm always hype guy, but I'm like trying to like get emotional right now. This is special. You guys are all special, and it's cool to have you here. Hopefully I see a bunch of you guys next year.
They hit 1 million on stage. That's pretty.
That's just like dope. It's like why it took us 10 years to get 1 million subscribers.
They waited for just this day for their speech to hit it.
That's the best thing ever.
But no, it's been a lot of fun. It's actually a lot of new faces here, and I enjoyed meeting a lot of you. And personally, even though I've been in this for 10 years, I still feel like I learned a lot when I talk to you guys. So I enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I just want to thank everyone for coming. What it meant to me to start this was to inspire creators to create and really understand the business side and the conversations that I've seen out in the hall and also some of the deals that are going on. Like, this is what it's all about, guys. So thank you so much for coming. And next year we'll be in Dallas, Texas in October. Get your tickets now. Thanks, everybody.
We just got kicked out? No, that's a timer right there.
You guys can linger and watch.
Yeah. So, I think it's 3 videos. It's good. I think it's 3 videos. It's filming it.
Well, that's a wrap for Vid Summit. I kind of wish I had this camera in hindsight, but I was hoping that Colin and Samir would hit 1 million while they were on stage today, and they did. And yeah, it was awesome. We all tweeted about them and like pushed how good their channel is, and we saw them get their final 1,500 and hit 1 million on stage, and it was super emotional, beautiful moment. But I didn't have this camera. I just went swimming. I did have my phone with me, and I was filming a nice high-def video, and then I'm like, I should live stream this. But the internet here is awful because there's so many people trying to use it, and unfortunately, yeah, it looks like I filmed it on a potato, and so that video's on the Thumbnail Grail YouTube channel at the moment. I'm not sure if I'll leave it up or not. It's pretty bad, but yeah, it was still a beautiful moment that I'm glad I could witness. I'm sorry it's not on this footage. Yeah, Vid Summit was absolutely amazing. We've got like 20+ meetings with new clients, and I'm talking about hiring a person right now, so big things are happening. Thanks for joining me on Vid Summit 2022. I guess I'll see you guys next year.